I have two boys.
Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to get it down to the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. Listeners' discretion is advised because I do that sound cringy and condescending to a lot of people who are emotional and very sensitive. So my videos are not for you. All right, that's a disclaimer. Okay, I make my money another way. I don't really worry about the YouTube algorithms. I can make money, plenty of money on this YouTube, okay, and do things without even showing my face. But anyway, since too many people are biased and too sensitive, I use these videos as a form of my own therapeutic purposes. Okay, you can call it satire. You don't have to call it satire at all, okay? Now, let's get on with the videotape. This video is going to be about Steve Harvey, the simp, as usual, giving advice to a lot of other guys. But this particular guy in particular is not a beta male, though he may be a beta alpha male, and he may be strict, okay? A strict beta alpha males, they tend to do exist, okay? A strict beta alpha male is someone who still likes to simp with used vaginas, but like to trick off other women and basically control them without telling everything up front. When you're not up front, you're not an alpha. So let's get on with the videotape. So if you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast fest, you put it down below. Let's begin. This is a response video. You know how to find this individual, Steve on watch. This is an interesting topic to talk about. Let's begin.
I have two boys. That's all I got. I got an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old. My 18-year-old is out of the house, which would be my oldest son with my wife. Okay, I got a 16-year-old as well. He used to stay a couple of hours away from me. His mom called. He was in elementary school. She said, "Hey, I'm having issues. I need help." So I came.
16 or 18?
16.
Okay.
So I come and I get him out of elementary school, and he stays with me up until 9th grade, and he goes back.
He stays with him until 9th grade. So obviously the boys just want to stay with him. But something must have happened between him and the mother for them to be separate. Okay, which is not discussed here, but let's just go on. He stayed with him until, he's probably making up little stories, but I don't know.
Every summer to visit his mom.
Okay,
so this summer he asks, he keep begging, "Can I stay? Can I stay? Can I stay?" She called me. "Just let him stay. Let's just give it a try." Okay. We coming to an agreement. I said, "Listen, if something goes wrong, call me. Let me know." Well,
so basically he decided to stay. He wants to stay with his mother, the softer. Okay, the softer. Yeah, that could be a problem there. There's a missing element to the story that I would like to hear. But I want to hear both sides. But a man can explain both sides easily. But other than that, let's continue.
In a year, this boy got into so much stuff.
Yeah, with the mother.
She called me at midnight.
Mother
and said, "Hey, look, I need you to come get your son." And I come.
Mothers are terrible parents. They're the biggest deadbeats in the fucking world, okay? Most of the time, they lack the education, and they don't listen to instructions, especially when it comes down to an alpha male technology, okay? When an alpha male is in front, he's being honest and put everything on the table. She don't have to worry about nothing. She literally doesn't have to worry about nothing. But to me, no one's perfect. That's why you have to have a plan B and a plan C. Okay, but let's continue with what he says.
Him up, I bring him back to the house, get him in school, get him registered. And one of the issues that we were having at home, when he was with his mom, he wanted to smoke. And there's some other stuff he wanted to do. I'm against that, And my dad was on my throat for any and everything I did. So I find out about it. Oh man, I go off. My dad was, they say you can't beat your kids now. Well,
you can beat your kids.
Deal with this when you get out of school. I took his phone from him. My 16-year-old got a phone from
That's
another
a good
kid.
Idea.
Called his mom. "Hey mom, listen, I'm not going back to dad. He's upset and da-da-da-da-da. Can you give me my aunt's number?" So she
that little bitch.
Give him the number.
I would disown my son for that.
She comes picks him up from school. I don't know nothing.
Nah, man.
I go to the school to pick him up.
Nah.
Because now I done found some
lost.
stuff in my
Your
house.
son is
I called him
lost.
to the office. He don't show. A few hours passed and my wife was like, "Hey, a few hours passed."
Hey, listen to this. You know the strangest thing when I found is that once the son has done those little crazy, little cringy things, then you automatically know he wants to be more free with his mother. Leave him alone. He's a mama's boy. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. I try to get my daughter to be a father's girl, okay? You know, we're going to make sure that if she wants to choose the mama side, she don't want to go with mama, okay? But everybody grows up differently. Like my daughter, Tazetta, she want to stay with her mama, so she's a mama's girl. There's such thing as called a mama's boy or a dad's girl, okay? Mama's boy and dad's girl, okay? Dad's boy, okay? There's a whole variation of genetics, and you're just going to have to let them make that choice. But other than that, he's fucked, okay? He's fucked.
Hey, did you call his mom? Like,
Okay.
no, I ain't talked to her. I don't want to talk to her. Well, she called me.
I say good riddance.
This is what she said to my wife. He called me, but I don't know where he is. And then a few minutes later,
Sorry.
she sends me an address. She said, I don't want you to call my sister because I'm afraid he's going to run off. So at this moment, I said, you know what? I tell you what. You call for my help.
See?
More than once. I come. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a father. I'm doing everything that I possibly can. And
There will be a charge. I would charge if my daughter will ever step out of line and say, "Where's the money?" You know, there's no way I'm doing anything out of fatherly love for free anymore. I don't do. It's a trade-off, right? You know, alphas do trade-off. I say, if you want to take this path, this is going to happen, and so you have to make that shit clear from the beginning. I tell my daughters clear from the beginning. You know, no amount of bowing will help you if you choose these paths. Okay, there are certain things you just don't cross. I'm just done. Okay, I can't deal with it. It's too much of a burden on me, and it's not about insecurity. It's about respect. Okay, but let's continue what he says.
still coming behind my back. I told her,
Damn,
I said, the only way my son can come back in my house, I got to cut all communication off with you. He has to cut communication off with you because you are the problem.
With his mama?
Yes. Now, wait a minute.
That makes sense.
The only reason I said that was because my son is bigger than marriage. It's bigger than smoking.
Hey, dog.
Let
Let me stop you right here.
Commercial. I bought this. I'm supposed to get this very soon. And I will basically give you my determination. I got two different versions of it. It looks good.
If you deposit $100 into your Gemini...
Because you can take this story, you can tell it any kind of way you want to. I got 3 sons.
Steve is a simp.
I'm just going to tell you, man to man, what you got to do. See, the problem ain't the mama.
The problem is the mother.
The problem ain't the mama, dog.
70% of the time, yes it is.
The problem is the time that you was missing in his life. That's the problem.
I don't think so. He was with him since he was 9
You can't
years
blame
old.
the mama because she ain't a man.
Well, she tried to be
She
a man.
can't turn this boy into the man.
Well,
You're
you
the
should
only
keep him
one
from her,
can.
okay?
You can't tell a boy not to ever call his mama. You can't do that, dog. I'm just on the real.
And I
What I have to say about that, it depends on the alpha. So if the alpha says that, hey, you know, you want to come to me, you can't talk to your mom no more, and she still wants communication, then let him do that, okay? But that's something that a man should be talking to his woman about and his daughter about, because there are men out there who are just cold-blooded. A lot of tough love, okay? Because me, I say, hey, I don't think that I should cut my daughter off with communication with the mother, but I know one thing for sure: she won't be living over there. If she wants to go over there and be free, she can do whatever she wants. But you got to make that shit real clear from the beginning, and what you can tolerate, because there's certain things an alpha can tolerate, and there's certain things that alphas cannot tolerate, okay? But I would not cut off my daughter's communication with the mother, okay? Even though as goofy, as ignorant as her mother is, okay?
agree.
Okay,
No,
well, you
no,
agree
no,
then.
no,
You-
no,
I
no.
know you
But-
got to
but-
agree.
But
'cause
what
I
I'm
ain't gonna
saying
tell you
is,
nothing
no,
wrong.
but my thing was, the reason that I'm having so much issues, when I put my foot down,
Yeah.
she has an issue with that.
Because she don't know the way to make.
No, the thing is that he didn't explain to her. This dude did not explain to his woman, these are my rules, my way or the highway, from the beginning. And beta alphas like this, they don't tend to tell everything to a woman. You know, they like when I was messing with my wife from Ethiopia, I told her these are my rules. Okay, we're not going to cross none of these lines. And if you cross one of these lines, then I know you have either lost trust in me or you lied to me from the beginning. And I explained to her that it takes discipline to stay with a holy man, okay, or a good man, or a great man, okay. I don't do anything about controlling. I don't control anything. I give her all these opportunities and these privileges. You just serve me as I'll serve you, and you got to go that way. Now, a lot of idiots would say, "Oh, serve me. Who's gonna serve you, motherfucker?" You know, because they're in their emotions. But I guarantee you this: once you get hurt and you don't understand my point, then you'll become like an alpha, right? Okay, like you go to another country, you know, by keeping her in the other country poor, she'll automatically serve you the correct way. Serving is not slaving, okay? And serving is also something that is privileged as well, because when you're brought into America, you have to serve the white man when you work, right? You know, and you have to serve your children when they're disciplined, or you have to feed them correctly. But of course, you know what the word serve means, and it doesn't mean servitude like a slave, okay? But let's continue on with this video, okay?
Manhood. That's all, man. I got a whole foundation set up that handles boys from fatherless homes that lives in homes headed up by women. So I understand
that's a
that
terrible idea.
But all I can do is talk to you man to man, the part that you can't control.
Terrible idea.
That's just it. I don't know your wife. I don't know what she's saying to him, but they don't know what to say, bruh, sometimes.
You gotta force it.
This boy's 16 years old.
You can't.
He dealing with stuff she ain't got no answers to, because she don't
I want to
know.
hear his
She's
side.
just doing the best she can.
I don't like when Steve
She
talks.
coddling him, nurturing him, babying him, because that's what they do.
Steve caters to mostly the majority of beta people out there who's emotional. When you want things done, you got to do it through discipline. It's that simple. It's not very hard, because the more emotions come into play, the more people tend to do things socially, externally, through escapism, okay? Now, you can have escapism through virtual reality, but when you're actually going out there, and this is what women do when they socialize, they get lonely and they get emotional, and then they have no discipline. And then their life is ruined when they choose the wrong person, right? And then they don't get acknowledgement from no one. They just choose and pick because of attraction or some superficial reason, rather than being intuitive by listening to the father from the get-go, okay? By learning from the fatherhead. But to each his own. Let's continue.
That's her baby. A lot of times they don't know when to cut it off. A woman's idea of helping you is loving you.
That's not true.
See, and they love their children unconditionally.
They don't love their children.
The difference between men and women is we love you based on certain actions.
Well, that's true.
I got 3 boys. I know exactly what's happening here. I had a son that was trouble, that was acting out, but he was acting out because I was absent. You understand?
See, the key element here, he's a beta. See, right there, you can tell right there. If you're absent in your children's motherfucking life, there's only 2 reasons why you're not there. Because of that woman who set your ass up. 90% of the time, it's the woman that got rid of the man because something was wrong with that bitch, okay? And then the other side is he chose to not be in that child's life. I don't care how busy you are. You have a complete priority to make sure you're in your child's life. So that's what Steve is wrong. He shouldn't even give advice to anybody if he's not in the child's life, because he's always busy doing something. He's not putting that much time and effort in his children. I would sacrifice my time just to be with my kids, right? He didn't say that, did he? All right, let's continue.
You got to get your boy. You got to kill him. When I see you, I'm kicking your ass.
You gotta kill him. No.
Because that's what your daddy did.
No,
but you can't
don't
raise
kick
these
that,
kids
no.
like that no more. Because you gave him a different cut than the one you had. See, one of the biggest mistakes I made was I tried to raise my sons the way my daddy raised me. But I done messed around. These kids live in the suburbs. They ain't even
But you
what I
done
was.
messed
They
around.
didn't even have to be what I was. So my method I was trying to apply to them, they didn't even need half the information I was trying to give them. They ain't got to learn how to fight every day coming to school, because they don't go to school where they allowed to fight. You understand? What you got to do, bro, this is what my suggestion to you is. Get your son and apply love to this situation.
Love.
You got to put your arm. Go ahead, man. I know you want to say something because you think I'm wrong.
No. I've done that.
No, you
I
ain't
promise
done
you.
that.
See,
No,
this
you
is
ain't
that's
done
how
that.
beta. See. Now he ain't hearing his side of the story, and this is why I don't like Steve. He didn't hear the whole side of his story. He just interrupted and shit. And I'm like, dude, let him speak. Let him say the whole thing. What happened between you and your wife? Okay, let's go back there. Let's go back. Steve is trying to be a therapist, but he's not. He don't even try to go back. And he just said he tried all those things, and then Steve is going to deny him. How do you do that? How do you do that? You're not supposed to do that. Oh, no, you didn't. No, you... Steve, shut the fuck up for a minute.
You back at the square one.
No,
you don't
he's
even want to go
not.
to your house. Dog, we're trying to save your son's life. I'm just going to give you an alternative way to look at it, and then you can handle it how you want to.
Okay.
This is Steve's suggestion to you. I would take my son and go away with him for the weekend, where he can't go over to the aunt house, mama can't come pick him up. I would take my son and go somewhere for the weekend.
Yeah.
I would go somewhere for the
He probably
phones
did that
don't
already.
work. We in Georgia. They got mountains everywhere. If you head up north, you can get up in the mountains. There ain't no phone service or none of that. Get you a weekend cabin somewhere and sit with your son. Go fishing. Go out there and make a fire and just talk with him.
Well, who said he
Tell
didn't
him
do that?
all the mistakes you made.
What?
Tell him what you did wrong. Tell him how you messed up.
Did you know you can invest in wine? Crazy, right? Historically, wine has beat out the S&P
Lots of
500,
money.
but it's always been limited to exclusive auction sites. But now, there's a new platform called VinoVest where you can invest all online, watch your wine mature, and your money grow. Swipe up to check it out.
No.
Social media was
Tell him about the time you
I
had
think
that kid out of wedlock and you wasn't there like you was supposed to be. Tell him that. And tell him, had you done it differently, it might have worked out differently.
But listen to this. Alphas don't make mistakes. You don't make mistakes. Okay, you plan everything when you're an alpha. When you're a beta alpha, you make big mistakes. You make big mistakes. You make big mistakes, and that consequences will come and catch you in the ass. All right? But to each his own.
Tell him how you were sorry for how you left him out there them times right there. And you probably was the cause of it. See, kids will listen to you
Probably
when they
was the
think you
cause of
care
it. He
about it.
was.
I had to start listening to my sons, what they wanted to do, what they wanted to do with their life, man. I had to start listening to them. See, now me and my son, my youngest son, 24, my oldest is 30. We sit down, we talk sometime. I come into work, my son go, "What's up, Dad?" And when I'm getting ready to walk out on stage, he say, "Go on out there and get him, Steve Harvey." This is my son. Before I turn that corner, he's standing right there. He said, "Go on out there and get him, Steve Harvey."
He felt
Because he
disrespected.
know, because we got a relationship now where I'm his father first. But we got a friendship too. Take your son away and win his heart back. Yes, sir.
That's very good. Now, since we learned something in this video that Steve Harvey is not qualified to actually...
Here's how you can get two signing
Oh
up.
my God.
You got bonuses.
Oh my
one,
God. That's
one
enough.
buy it up to
Oh my God.
$2,000. First, download the Weeble app.
So, since we have learned that there's a difference between being a beta alpha than an alpha, we got to understand one thing for sure. An alpha is over-controlling, overbearing. Not overbearing, but I'm just going to say overprotective. All right? Have you ever had an alpha father who's overprotective? If has any of you had a father that was overprotective, that's the guy to listen to. Not the mother. Okay, if the mother is not as overprotective, she's thinking about freedom and socializing. Okay, she wants you to do the things that you wish to do, which is a good thing. Okay, don't get me wrong, freedom is a good thing, but a child should never be smoking cigarettes or making any decisions such as those things. You know, this common sense, and this is what the mother is enticing the children to do: to smoke cigarettes, to drink alcohol, to have free sex, or to choose what they want. But a person who's disciplined will know and tell their children beforehand these are dangerous, okay, right? Okay, so there's a big difference between beta people, betas and beta alphas versus alphas, okay? You get that shit out of the way. Now, if later on they want to choose that path, then you should just cut ties because they're not a part of you. Blood is not always thicker than water. All right, and you're going to have to keep yourself separate because they're going to bring problems to you as an alpha later on in life. And I don't do problems, okay? If I tell my daughters that you're not going to come to me in the future telling me, you know, I'm not going to hear that, right? Okay, you know, I punish my daughters psychologically. I do not do that physically. When they need something from me, they know what to do, okay? But if I don't get it, I don't give it to them. It's a fair trade-off. It's called tough love. But you have to have tough love. Most women don't have it, okay? Very rare to find women with tough love. And when you find the person who has tough love with you, your child will grow up better. Like Candace Owens, Larry Elder, Cornel West. Okay, there's a lot of blacks who are very fluent in their minds and their sets. But if one person is missing that tough love, there's a possibility your child could still become corrupted because of social media and because of their outings, okay, their social networking, okay. But homeschooling is better than public schooling. You can get a college degree right in your home now these days. You can learn all of the things you need to know just by doing your due diligence and research. And I'm out of here, guys. I hope you learned something from this goddamn video. You know how to follow me. You know how to get in touch with me. And this is what's from off of Facebook.
App from the
And
link.
y'all have
You'll get your
a
first
good
sign
day
up bonus from
and a good night.
Special about this one.
paid up to
I can't stand these videos.
$300
You
by
can't
opening
stop
a
it. It
brokerage
just go
account.
right through.
Next, if you make an initiative,
But anyway, I'm out of here, guys.
bonus stock valued at
And
$2,000.
I love you all, but I hate the many of you. And other than that, okay, y'all take it
I have
easy.
2 boys.
Okay?
That's all I got.
This guy didn't get a chance to talk all the way either, because he probably
I got an
he
18-year-old
probably
and a
would have had a
16-year-old.
nice little story I would like to know about his history, because I'm a therapist type of guy. And if you don't know the pathology, you're wasting your time. You got to understand who's right and who's wrong, who's more in the right and who's more in the wrong. And 9 times out of 10, it's the woman who's the wrong, because she doesn't have the proper discipline to take care of a man in the first place, right? Okay, and if you disagree with me, you come to me, okay? Okay, all right. Other than that, I'm out of here. Peace.